If you've ever wanted a place that feels like a private nature preserve and a luxury neighborhood, Palmetto Bluff is that. You're not just buying a neighborhood, you're buying into the Palmetto Bluff Club, which is a lifestyle. In today's video, I'm going to cover what it is, how it works, and most importantly, what are all the dues and fees. So if that interests you, stay tuned because I'm getting after it right now. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time I drop a new video. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can even book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. Today we're talking about Palmetto Bluff. It is absolutely incredible. But there are a lot of fees and dues and clubs, and everything is kind of a la carte. So it's really hard to break down exactly what's available and what the costs are. So I'm going to attempt to do that in today's video. It is the highest cost per square footage neighborhood in the South Carolina region, but there is a reason for that. And it's mostly because of the lifestyle, the beauty, and the location. But let's go ahead and let's jump right on in. So Palmetto Bluff is a master planned luxury community built on the May River, the New River, the Cooper River, with all kinds of woods and trails and nature. Most people, when they think about Palmetto Bluff, they think about front porches and nature and bike riding and golf carts and luxury dining and exploring the rivers, but there's much more to it than that. Owning a home and being a member of the club are linked, and membership does have its benefits, and membership is required if you purchase a home here. Now, when you buy into the Palmetto Bluff Club, you're buying into the base membership. That gets you access to all the dining facilities, all the amenities, all the social events, pretty much everything, but there are some a la carte items that you also have the option of opting into, like the Wilson Landing Boat Club, the Golf Club, and there's several layers of golf club membership, and the shooting club. Now, the club offers a full calendar of social events throughout the year, all kinds of ways to participate and meet your new neighbors and connect. There's culinary events, there's holiday events, there's all kinds of social events, there are charity events. I know I personally have gone out there to some fundraiser events out by the old mansion. I've gone to fundraiser events out at the shooting club where they were raising money for Navy SEALs who had lost a family member. But the calendar is full. They're always doing something. They're always keeping people engaged. It's super easy to meet people here because the calendar does the work for you. All right, now let's talk about pools and fitness centers. The first one is the Canoe Club and Fitness Center, and they offer resort style pool. They offer yoga, Pilates, all kinds of group fitness classes, even seasonal food and beverage services right near the pool area. Then you've got Moreland Pool and Fitness Studio. And this has a couple of pools. It has a zero entry family style pool, and it has an adult lap pool. The fitness center there is absolutely incredible, and they offer all kinds of cutting edge fitness programming. I know 2 of the fitness trainers out there, and they are absolutely incredible. Then you have the Lodge Fitness Center and Pool, which also is a resort style pool and a full gym with free weights, everything you possibly need. All right, now let's talk about racquet and lawn sports. So you've got Wilson Village Racquet Club, and they have 8 tennis courts. They have 9 pickleball courts. They've got bocce ball, and they have croquet. And if you're wondering, yes, they also have instructors to help you perfect your game. All right, now let's talk about dining facilities. So there are some restaurants at Palmetto Bluff that are open to homeowners and also to the Montage Resort guests alike. So you may be eating next to somebody on a golf trip or a business trip or something like that. But there are dining facilities that are open only to the homeowners. The first one is called Canoe Club, And think river to table. This is a Lowcountry style menu and it is absolutely delicious. The next one is called Coles, C-O-L-E-S, and it is more of a family-friendly style dining facility and has some great local brews and also very close to the Palmetto Bluff bowling alley. Another is called Crossroads, and this is a food truck barbecue concept out by the new Crossroads golf course, and I have eaten there as well. It was absolutely delicious, and again, you're only going to get to try it if you're in Palmetto Bluff, so definitely give it a shot. Another really cool thing about Palmetto Bluff is this is a very, very family-friendly community. They have all kinds of age-appropriate programming, events, and activities for children of every age, from little ones all the way up to high school, even college. I think they call it the PBGO program, also known as Growing Outdoors, and lots of things to help young people learn and appreciate the outdoors and outdoor lifestyle and activities. Now, let's talk about the waterways and the water access, because if you're living in the Lowcountry, the rivers and the waterways are a huge, huge part of the lifestyle here. And even with the base membership, you still get access to a lot of options to access the water. So you can still do rentals, you can still do some excursions, you still have access to some of the waterfront facilities and offerings. All right, now we're gonna talk about some of the add-ons. And one of the things I love about Palmetto Bluff is it is kind of an a la carte lifestyle. So there are clubs and activities that you can add on to your base membership. And that includes the boat club, the shooting club, the equestrian center, and I'm going to tell you even the golf club. There's various levels of all of these, and I'm going to try to get in detail as much as I can on this short video. All right, so first let's talk about the golf clubs themselves. So you've got the May River Golf Course, and that is a Jack Nicklaus signature golf course. It's 18 holes, championship golf course. Then you have the Crossroads Golf Course, and that is a King Collins designed 9-hole reversible course. That's one of the newer ones. And then they've got the Anson Point Golf Club, which is the newest golf club. And that is a Core and Crenshaw golf course. And that is supposed to be opening any day now. Now, to access these golf courses, you have to join either a Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 golf membership. And I'm going to explain that to you a little bit more in just a minute. Next is the shooting club, and this is for sporting clays and archery and more. The Palmetto Bluff Shooting Club spans 120 acres. And I don't know if you heard earlier when I said I went to a charity event out there organized by a friend of mine who lives in Palmetto Bluff, and he's an ex-fighter pilot and he's friends with a ton of these Navy SEALs. And they did a fundraiser out there where they brought all these Navy SEALs in and they were raising money for Navy SEALs or families that had lost a SEAL in combat. And we actually got to go out and at each of the clay shooting stations, we got to partner up and shoot with one of these Navy SEALs, which I thought was just so cool. And while we were shooting, we had to wear full gear as if we were a Navy SEAL. I mean, these things are like 100 pounds and it's a lot harder than it looks. And at the time I brought my son out there, and he was all of about 12 or 13 years old at the time, and he was loaded down with 100 pounds of gear and a big helmet, and it was actually really fun. But they also have archery out there. They have all kinds of simulators. They provide lessons, clinics, and they even do tournaments. Then you have the boat club, and the boat club has several levels. They have, I think, 25 plus boats that belong to the community, saltwater boats and freshwater boats, because if you're going to go out on the May River, that's a saltwater river. But there is miles and miles of internal waterways in Palmetto Bluff that are freshwater. And if you want to access those, you need freshwater boats. And they have different levels of boating memberships as well. They have one called the Admiral, one called the Captain, one called the Inland Waterway Club, and then one called the Off-Season Club. And I'll explain those to you a little more in a few minutes as well. All right, now for the part that you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the dues, the fees, all that stuff. Everybody has to pay the base membership. It's like a transfer fee, an opt-in fee, a one-time fee. That is $50,000. But I was just in Palmetto Bluff last week, and the salesperson that I was speaking with that works for The internal real estate company that represents the builder told me that right now they have a temporary freeze on the $50,000 transfer fee. So that could be a big incentive for you if you're thinking about moving to Palmetto Bluff this year. If you get in before they reinstate that transfer fee, that could potentially save you $50,000. Now, the base annual fee that gets you access to the club, the events, the pools, the restaurants, all the fun stuff, with the exclusion of golf and shooting and equestrian and boating, the full boating membership. If you just want to be a member of the club, it's only $87.45 per year. So $8,745 per year as of right now. I actually think that's a really great bang for the buck when you're comparing this to Berkeley Hall and Colleton River and Belfair and Wexford and Long Cove and Oldfield and all these other private clubs in our area. A lot of those are going to be $20,000 to $30,000 per year, and this is only $8,745 per year. So to me, that's a pretty good deal for this lifestyle. Okay, now we're going to talk about golf memberships. Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So Tier 1 golf membership is the most expensive, but it's the most inclusive. So the Tier 1 golf membership gives you full access to the Anson Point golf course, which is the one that's just about to open, or maybe will be open by the time you watch this video, the May River golf course, and Crossroads. So if you want to play all three unlimited, you have to have a Tier 1 golf membership. But as of right now, the Tier 1 golf memberships are sold out unless you purchase a new construction home from the developer out at Palmetto Bluff, and you can call me, email me, text me, and I can explain how that works. They have reopened some Tier 1 golf memberships if you purchase a new home. If you buy a resale home that currently has a Tier 1 membership, then you can get a Tier 1 membership. But if it doesn't have a Tier 1 membership, you're going to have to choose another tier, and you're going to have to get on the waiting list. Now, the Tier 1 membership is a non-refundable joining fee of $200,000 and annual dues of $22,000. Okay, that's Tier 1. Tier 2 golf membership, which I believe there are some openings for Tier 2 right now. Tier 2 golf membership allows you to reserve 4 tee times per year at the Anson Point course, so that's the new one. So you're only going to get to play the new course 4 times a year. You're going to get 15 tee times a year at the May River golf course, and then you're going to get 15 tee times per year at the Crossroads golf course. So that is a total of 34 tee times a year. So I say this to people all the time because I sell homes to a lot of serious golfers. And so if you want to play 3, 4, 5 days a week, and that is your thing, and you're not able to get a Tier 1 golf membership, you might want to think about some of those other neighborhoods that I mentioned earlier. If not, I mean, maybe you want to golf here 30 some times a year, and then keep in mind there are 30 plus golf courses within a 30-mile radius of here, so you might want to pop around and play some other courses on top of that. Maybe that's not a reason not to buy, but it's something to be aware of. The Tier 2 golf membership is a one-time non-refundable fee of $100,000 and annual dues of $12,500. Okay, then you've got Tier 3, or what they call it is a sports membership, and a sports membership gives you unlimited play at Crossroads, which is the 9-hole reversible course. So if you're kind of a casual player, maybe play once in a while, or just want to get out and play 9 holes and play quick or whatever, you can play as much as you want at Crossroads, but you can't play the other courses with the sports membership. It is a $20,000 non-refundable joining fee and annual dues of $5,000. But for unlimited golf, $5,000 a year, not too shabby. Okay, now we're going to talk about the boating club. If you want to join the Wilson Landing Boat Club, again, you've got 25 plus vessels that are in the boat club, saltwater and freshwater. So you can explore out in the May River, you can go on the inland waterways, so on and so forth. The top tier membership is called the Admiral membership. And the Admiral membership allows you to reserve boats up to 180 days in advance. It allows you to have up to 8 reservations on the books at any given time. It allows you to do same-day reservations through the online fee. And I believe that one also allows you to have saltwater and freshwater boats. And the non-refundable joining fee on that one is $5,000, and the annual dues is $11,835. The next level down is the captain level membership. And the captain level membership also allows you to have saltwater and freshwater boats, to the best of my knowledge. And you can reserve up to 45 days in advance, so not quite as far in the future. You can only have 2 reservations on the books at any given time. And you can also do same-day reservations as long as you give them 4 hours of advance notice and you get approval by someone down at Wilson Landing. That is a non-refundable fee to join of $3,000 and annual dues of $9,954. The next level down is only for, it's called the Inland Waterway membership, and it does not allow you to go out on the saltwater rivers. So if you want saltwater, this is not the thing. This is for the Inland Waterways only. And that gives you unlimited access to all the inland waterway boats. Those are like Duffy style boats and bass boats, and they will allow you to reserve a boat up to 45 days in advance, and you can have up to 2 reservations on the books at any given time. That is a non-refundable joining fee of $1,500 and annual dues of $3,667. And then the bottom tier membership for the boating club is what they call the off-season membership. And that gives you unlimited access to boats for January, February, March, October, November, and December. You can reserve up to 45 days in advance, and you can have up to 2 reservations on the books at any given time. And this one does not have joining fee, but it does have annual dues of $6,634. All right, now we're going to talk about the shooting club, which I think was really cool. Again, it's one of the amenities that I've enjoyed out there and got to participate in. At the shooting club, the Palmetto Bluff Shooting Club, they have 2 sporting clay courses. They've got a 12-station pine course, and they've got a 14-station members only oak course. So that one is only for the members. And the club also offers trap and skeet field and a dynamic 5-stand experience with 24 different windows. They also have a members only 5-stand experience. For archery enthusiasts, there's a 16-station simulated archery hunting course with 3D targets. How cool is that? And stationary 3D archery targets and all kinds of other practice facilities in there. They also have NSCA certified instructors, which offer daily lessons, and they also offer monthly clinics. So even if you currently don't know how to shoot a gun or don't enjoy shooting or have never tried shooting, that's not a reason to come out and not try it. So if you want to join the shooting club, there's a non-refundable joining fee of $5,000 and the annual dues are $3,950. So let's talk a little bit more about how the basic membership works. A lot of people in Palmetto Bluff, maybe it's their primary home, but for a lot of people it's maybe their second or third or fourth home, and they have other homes around the country, and they want to know, does my membership also allow my family to use the facilities? So they have what they call vertical family benefits. So the club extends memberships to your spouse, your significant other, children, any child under the age of 25 residing with the family member, and vertical family members like parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren, even great-grandchildren, if they meet the location and property ownership conditions listed in their policy. I believe it has to do with the distance that they live away from the club. I don't have it right in front of me, but I think it's maybe 25 or 50 miles. I'd have to go back and look at the details. But what they're trying to avoid is if you have like a family member living 5 miles away in Bluffton, they don't want them having unlimited access to the club, you know, if they don't actually live in there. But if they live further away and they're just coming to visit once in a while, then yes, they would have those full access to the club benefits. All right, now I just want to touch quickly on some of the miscellaneous fees, and there's a bunch of them and there's pages of them, but I'm not going to go into all of them right now. But I just don't want you to think that everything I went over is all encompassing. So there are some little things here and there that you might pay extra for. Let's just talk about tennis. So if you want to take a tennis lesson, that's going to be extra. If you want to go out to the equestrian center and you want to do a trail ride, that's going to be extra. If you want to go to the shooting club, there are going to be cart rental fees. There's going to be gun rental fees if you don't have your own gun. Obviously you have to pay for your ammunition. If you want to take a lesson from one of their certified instructors, there's going to be fees for that. Golf, let's talk about golf. Caddies, if you want to use a caddy, they have multiple levels of service when it comes to the caddies. So you can get a 4 caddy, you can get a walking caddy, you can get a personal caddy, and I believe certain courses, if there's an unaccompanied guest, they are required to have a caddy. You might just want to double check that, but I seem to remember them telling me that. Cart rental is going to be extra. A push cart is going to be extra. If you're into the boating thing, if you want to store your own boat at Palmetto Bluff, they have storage available. There might be a wait list right now, but it is available. And so you're going to pay for boat storage. You're going to pay extra for haul out. You're going to pay extra for cleaning, any kind of maintenance, any kind of mechanic services that they do down there. All of that is going to be extra. So lots of little miscellaneous fees. They kind of add up, but not that big a deal. But just wanted to, just touch on a few of those points as well. So if you're thinking about Palmetto Bluff, you're going to want to ask yourself these questions. Do I want a high-end community where the amenities are actually used? Do you want a social calendar? Do you want a culture based on where you live and the nature? Nature is very, very important here, and water access, I think, is very, very important here. Do you want that multi-generational family experience, from kids to teenagers to adults to grandparents? Everybody can enjoy things out at Palmetto Bluff. Do you want a blend of a resort lifestyle and a nature lifestyle? So if you said yes to those, then Palmetto Bluff is absolutely unmatched anywhere else in the Lowcountry. It's extraordinary, with a lifestyle built around dining and camaraderie and wellness and waterways and sporting life and year-round programming of incredible events. So that's Palmetto Bluff in a nutshell, and I hope you enjoyed that. I appreciate you staying till the end of the video. This isn't the only video I've made on Palmetto Bluff, so if you want to learn more about Palmetto Bluff, you can go watch my other videos on Palmetto Bluff, and I've filmed quite a few houses out in Palmetto Bluff. But this video in particular, I wanted to sort of elaborate a little bit more on the current fee structure, just because I've gotten so many questions on that. Again, it's been my pleasure spending time with you. If I can help you find your own Lowcountry lifestyle, whether it's in Palmetto Bluff or anywhere in the South Carolina Lowcountry, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can even book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. As always, I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I look forward to at least seeing you on the next video.